It harmonizes with the endless activity and relaxation of the attention. In this way, there is freedom from conflicting tendencies. So we have this harmony between our spiritual practice and our everyday life. When I was a practicing Buddhist, I found this to be a bit of a problem. You can go off to your meditation class, you can do your meditation and your puja, you can go off on your meditation retreats, and this will make you feel good for a short while afterwards. But I really couldn't see how you're supposed to apply this, or of what use this was within everyday life, the everyday 9-to-5 family life or whatever, or even if you're living in a community of like-minded individuals. You always had to come out of your meditation at some point into the harsh reality. Spiritual practice was something which you had to have a special environment to get on with properly. And when you weren't in that special environment, basically all you could do was try to behave yourself and be mindful or whatever. So there's this tension between being spiritual and everyday life. True spirituality does not have this tension. Everyday life is not at odds with your spiritual practice. Everything which Mara hurls at you is something to be transformed into something beautiful and fragrant. So that's one way of understanding these conflicting tendencies. There's also the conflicting tendencies of dualistic thinking, of good and bad, of spiritual and not spiritual, of the individual and the world, of atheism and theism, of what is yours and of what is not yours. Consensus reality is built up of conflicting tendencies, and the spiritual practitioner operates from within their own sense of composure and is free from these conflicting tendencies, the conflicting tendencies of consensus reality. So that's it for asana. Sutras 49 and 50 are normally understood as referring to pranayama practice. Sutra 49 says, "This being so, pranayama is the cutting off from the flow of inspiration and expiration." So Guru Gillis, what have you got to say about that? Surely Patanjali's talking about pranayama here. Well, again, if he is talking about pranayama exercises are very straightforward. But if Patanjali's talking about pranayama exercises, why doesn't he state it much more clearly? And we must be careful here. What is pranayama? I describe them as breathing exercises, but it's to do with prana. And what is prana? It's sometimes called the life force. Is it the same as the breath? Well, what is this life force? What is this life force that has been brought under control? Is it some mystical kind of chi energy? In this commentary, we're not talking about notions like that. We're not talking about ideas. We're talking about what is real, what is immediate, what is apparent. So what is this life energy? What is the sign of life? Again, it's the movement of the attention. The fact that there is this thing called the attention, which is awareness, which moves from one thing to the other. It's this activity of the attention which is the key to spiritual understanding. It's the key to samadhi. It's the key to establishment in samadhi. In Sutra 47, mention was made of the endless activity and relaxation of the attention. These are the two phases of the attention. It's either engaged with something, or if we're spiritual practitioners, it's relaxing in itself. And this is the same thing. This is the understanding of pranayama, the cutting off from the flow of inspiration and expiration. It's not getting sucked in to wherever the attention is going. Here, the attention could be on something inner, an idea, a sensation, or on something outer, that video camera or another person or something out there. This is the flow of the attention. This is our life force. Where is our life force at any particular moment? Pranayama exercises are quite good for bringing that life force, bringing the attention under control, lessening its agitation. But spiritually, we're not interested in these directions that the attention can be taken. So we cut off from these things which attract the attention either inwardly or outwardly. Inspiration and expiration. So there's this movement going on. It's not the movement of the attention as such, it's what is attracting the attention, the inner pull and the outer pull. So we're not interested in that, in these pulls. We're interested in coming back to our asana of composure. And Sutra 50 elaborates on this a little bit more, on this flow of inspiration and expiration. It is subtle and can be sucked into and fixed inwardly or outwardly, repeatedly and to a protracted degree, to any place and time. So this is the flow. This is the flow of inspiration and expiration. This is what sucks the attention along with it. It can be fixed inwardly or outwardly, repeatedly, especially if it's a mood that we're hanging on to that keeps our attention, and to a protracted degree. We don't want to let go of it, and this can happen at any place and any time, and our attention can be directed to any place and any time. We can be thinking about a place in the past that we grew up. We can consider places in the future that we might want to go to. This is the attention. It's a miraculous phenomenon. It's extremely subtle. We have to be aware of where the attention is at and not let it suck away our composure, our sense of being. So once samadhi has been reached, that's not the end of it. Samadhi is reached early on in the first two limbs of yoga. But what we have to be careful is it's not lost. That composure is not leached away by the various pulls, the various drags on the attention. We cut off from it. We cut off from these pulls, from these drags. We maintain our composure.